Is there some other mistakes?
There's too many. You want me to stand and spend more time with you? I can show you errors in the Quran if you want. You want me to show you?
Sure.
I want you to pay attention to what it says. Let's follow the order. It is He who created for you all that is in the earth. Then, thumma is the Arabic word. He turned He to the heaven and fashioned it as 7 heavens, and He is knower of all things. Now, since Muslims keep telling me the Quran is a scientific miracle and science confirms the Quran, and even Quran mentions the Big Bang. You've heard all these lies, right?
Yeah, I've heard this, yes.
I'm glad you admit they're lies. I guess.
No, I can't admit that part.
Okay. Now, according to Big Bang cosmology, you can't have the earth before the heavens, right? Because the earth is located in space. So their space is called heaven, right?
Yeah.
But here the Quran says the earth was formed, then the heaven was formed into 7 heavens. How can you have the earth before the heaven?
Then He turned He to the heaven. Wait, it doesn't say He created the earth first.
Yes, it did. It says, He it is who created for you all that is in the earth, then turned He to heaven and fashioned as 7 heavens. So you can't have the earth existing in a heaven that's not already fashioned and formed and shaped. In fact, all of your early Muslim scholars admit that the earth was first created, then the heaven was made into 7 heavens, then the earth was then fitted to have mountains and nourishment. But they all admit the earth came first because of the reading of the Quran. So how do you reconcile this with Big Bang cosmology?
Wait, who says that the earth was first?
Ibn Abbas, Tabari, Ibn Kathir, they all say it, man. I'll give you the hadith in a minute, but they all say that. They all admit this. This is how they They didn't have Big Bang cosmology when they were commenting on the Quran. And Muhammad didn't have Big Bang cosmology. So they had no problem saying, yeah, the earth was created, but it wasn't fitted and fashioned. Then Allah took the smoke that was heaven, made into 7 heavens, and then He turned His attention back to the earth, and then He filled it with its nourishments and mountains.
When He says He who created for you all that is in there, and He lifted Himself to heaven, couldn't He just say, so if there is no heaven, how could He lift Himself to the heaven?
No, that's not what it says. You just misquoted it, buddy.
What?
I don't know what you're talking about. Here, let me show it to you. 41, 9 to 12. So I have no idea what you're talking about here. 41, 9 to 12. Say, O Muhammad, unto the idolaters, disbelieve ye verily in Him who created the earth in 2 days? Now count with me. He created the earth in 2 days, right?
Yeah.
And ascribe ye unto Him rivals? He and none else is the Lord of the worlds. He placed therein firm hills, rising above it, and blessed it, and measured therein its sustenance in 4 days, alike for all who ask. Now, how many days did it take Him to create its sustenance?
4 days.
So 2 days He created the earth, right?
Yeah.
And how many days to sustenance?
4 days.
So what's 2 plus 4?
6.
Okay. Then turned He to the heaven when it was smoke. You cannot have heaven being smoke after the earth is created. The heaven has to already exist. Then turned He to the heaven when it was smoke, right?
Yeah.
And said unto it and unto the earth, you cannot speak to the earth if the earth isn't existing when the heaven is smoke. So who's Allah talking to? The earth. And when is He talking to the earth? When the heaven is still smoke. How are you going to have earth existing when heaven is smoke? This agrees with Big Bang cosmology?
Smoke. What is smoke? Maybe smoke means like heaven in...
Smoke means that it was, let's use scientific term, it was a gaseous mass. Yeah. But a gaseous mass means that the stars and the galaxies weren't formed yet. And I'm going to prove it to you. Mm-hmm. Then turned He to the heaven when it was smoke, said unto it, unto the earth, come both of you willingly or loth. They said, we come obedient. So notice, heaven is smoke and earth is already there. We come. Then He ordained them 7 heavens in 2 days and inspired each heaven its mandate. And we decked the nether, the lower heaven, with lamps. There you go. When the heaven was smoke, there were no galaxies, there were no universes. Then how could the earth exist?
But the first part said, but what about the first part when it says like the first verse?
Okay, here is the first verse, verse 9, one more time. Say, O Muhammad, unto the idolaters, disbelieve ye verily in Him who created the earth in 2 days, and ascribe ye unto Him rivals? He and none else is Lord of the worlds. He placed therein firm hills, rising above it, and placed it and measured therein its sustenance in 4 days, alike for all who speak. Then, thumma, after he had finished this, turned he to the heaven when it was smoke. You're still back to the same problem. You have the earth already existing when the heaven was smoke, and there were no galaxies, no stars. Because it says, and said unto it and unto the earth. So the earth is already there. Unless you're telling me Allah is talking to an imaginary earth that doesn't exist. Come, both of you. Both of you means heaven is there, earth is there, but heaven is there, smoke. So then when did he make the heaven into 7 heavens where you have stars, meaning lamps? Well, let's read. Then they said, we come obedient. Then, thumma, he ordained them 7 heavens in 2 days, and inspired in each heaven its mandate. And we decked the nether heaven with lamps and rendered it inviolable. That is the measuring of the mighty, the knower. So again, according to Big Bang cosmology, how can you have the earth existing when the heaven is smoke? There are no galaxies because the earth itself exists in the galaxy.
Well, maybe it's using like a poetical way to explain smoke, and like maybe it's it's like a poetical way. Maybe it's like using like
poetical, but poetry is trying to tell you in poetic language the sequence of creation. Even if it's poetic, it's still giving you a sequence, right?
Yeah.
Okay, the sequence doesn't agree with science.
Well,
now, the contradiction, though. Yeah. Now, this is the one you're referring to. Now, this one would be more in line with science, but now it contradicts the Quran. Here, what do I mean? Now, let's see what you're referring to. 79, 27 to 33. Pay attention. Are ye the harder to create, or is the heaven that he built? He raised the height thereof and ordered it, and he made dark the night thereof, and he brought forth the morn thereof. And after that, he spread the earth. So what came first? The heaven, right? And then after that, he spread the earth and produced therein the water thereof and the pasture thereof, and he made fast hills, right?
Yeah.
But you got a contradiction. Do you remember why? Because it says here, Allah had already created the hills and the earth's provisions when the heaven was still smoke. So which sequence are you going to follow now? Help me figure it out.
Well, maybe it's like maybe it's like in a random way, you know, like in a sense, like it's not.
The word thumma is not random, and bada, like we say in this, baden, afterwards, and after that, this is sequence, and the earth after that. Even Tabari says this word means sequentially,
like after the smoke.
Yeah, no, this is saying he spread the earth after the heaven was fashioned. But over here it says the earth was already fashioned and the hills already in place when the heaven was still smoke. So which is it? Did Allah spread the earth and create its nourishment and hills after he already decked the heavens, or before he decked the heavens when the heaven was still smoke?
Well, what if the 41 is not like a sequence? Maybe it's
yes, I just told you. Then it's thumma. And it has to be sequenced because it says at this time, heaven was smoke when the earth existed. Thumma, when the heaven was smoke, but the earth is already there. How? How can it be already there if it's not sequential?
I don't know, to be honest.
Yeah, because even the scholars don't know. This is why Ibn Abbas said this is one of the most difficult sections of the Quran to interpret. That's in Ibn Kathir, where Ibn Abbas admitted these passages were difficult. He didn't know how to reconcile them. My point is, you have contradictions in the Quran. If you go with 41, 9 to 12, the earth was already existing when the heaven was smoke, contradicts Big Bang. But if you go with chapter 79, 27, 33, the heaven is already decked out. Then afterwards, he fashioned the hills and nourishment of the earth. But then that contradicts 41, 9 to 12. So either one you take, you're going to have contradictions.